What's up, guys, and welcome back to PLO Poker Coaching live streaming. We have not been in it for a while, and we've been traveling a lot. Kind of taking a bit of a break as well. I'm trying to get into some deeper study sessions and kind of put out some premium content as well. So we have just put our first video out for that, and if you guys are interested, we'll set you guys up with links and things like that as we go. Still working on the best way to distribute that, but it is going to be pay as you go per video instead of subscriptions. So if you guys are interested in that format, let me know. If you guys prefer subscriptions, let me know. I just thought it might be useful to only kind of pick the videos that you need. But yeah, I kind of changing up some strategies a little bit, I guess, testing out some new things, and also have some coaching spots available. So we are going to be jumping into PLO 100 and hopefully a lot more than usual over the next month. What I really want to do, a lot of people have kind of asked, what are kind of realistic win rates, what are some strategies. A lot of you guys are playing these stakes. So I figured that I would actually put in some volume at it for a bit, and see how that kind of shakes out. So I will be kind of, posting, I'm going to set up just an individual database for GG exclusively, see what kind of rakes we're paying, and see what the kind of win rates look like after we drop in leaderboards, rake pack, the GG CAS and all that kind of stuff. So it will be interesting to kind of see what edges we can pull out of the pool, see if there are fish, etc., to make tables profitable. So we'll be kind of going over that in the course of the next few live streams. So keep tuning in and see how we go with that. We're not doing like a bankroll challenge or anything specifically, because meaningful numbers at PLO 100 would just take way too long when you figure that you're probably making somewhere between $50 to $20 an hour or something like that, maybe a bit more. It's going to be way too heavily dependent on variance if we do like a 5k bankroll challenge and try and do it in a month or something. So yeah, we can get started, jump into the action, and see what's going on. Just make sure that we are all set up on this. I'm gonna shoot our message, let folks know that we are live. Should have probably set this up to be a little quicker, but yeah, let me quickly share out this link and then we will get going. All right, let's jump into the action, see how we can get started. Hopefully get off to a hot start. Need to build up a bankroll on GG. Maybe we can obviously put some more funds in, but it'd be nice not to have to reload, since I don't actually put any kind of higher stakes volume in on here. Usually I'm gonna like overbet these boards a good amount. The thing is, we really only get continues here from like a lot of flushes. I guess we never really get raised, so we unblock all the pairs, so we can kind of bleed out here. I mean, terrible 10, we're dead to everything now, so we're just going to be checking down. We do river a pair blocker. This guy is pretty wide. I mean, yeah, I mean, I think it's just way too thin. And as you said, I mean, when I'm bluffing in these spots, and I overbet on flush boards, given that people overfold so heavily, obviously once they call, you then have to shut it down on a lot of turns. You know, there's a lot of stuff that we're going to kind of figure out as we go in terms of optimal strategies. I am going to try and play more reg tables, obviously, to get a better win rate. But if we're going to talk about realistic volume, we're probably going to have to put in some Russian cash if we want to have some sort of reasonable numbers in there. But I will probably put out more videos in terms of like six tabling and stuff like that. And we're just back calling off here. Pretty bad river. We'll snap check back with the King of Hearts and spades as well. Might lose to a set. Wow. Okay, man. Almost wanted to jam the flop there as well, given that we have this guy tagged as a maniac. And just calling with like pretty ridiculous odds. I mean, can we fold with backdoor diamonds and the gut shot? Probably. Let's just give it up. In pretty good shape, to be honest. And I mean, tempted to actually 3-bet here and then fold to a 4-bet behind. It's obviously not really GTO, but I mean, I assume this guy is opening very wide, and obviously super short stacked queens just become very valuable. On the left, pretty disconnected, especially when we have the ace of hearts in terms of continues that they can have. So actually just going to check this one back. I mean, it's a pretty good flop on the right. I think we'll call. And we will not run it twice against the short stack. Now on the turn, I think we can bet small. And we get some aces again on the right. And easy fold. Overpair and gut shot. Out with a small blind. This guy will connect relatively decently with this board. Obviously, it would really be gross to get check raised, especially with 3 spades. So just gonna check this one back. There's not really many turns that we have to fold to a bet. And with this guy being so short, I think I am actually going to check back here. And just realize our equity. Pretty decent river. I mean, I'm gonna lose a lot. I like random 2-pairs here. I mean, this guy's played a lot of hands. So I'm actually gonna raise this and then check back on the right. And we do win. Pretty dusty fluff on, oh, 4-way, Jesus. And just pawing into 4 people. Pretty easy fold. See what this guy shows up with. Anders, what is up, my man? Justin, he lives. I am alive. I am alive. Yeah, I was traveling for a bit, and also pretty sick for a little while there as well, with some sort of flu COVID situation. So streaming was not the priority, but we are back. We're back in the GG streets. So we will hopefully be streaming a lot more. Put some pots against this guy. I think this is just a fold, really, to be honest, but we're going to play it. And on this turn on the left, we're not going to connect with it very well. I think I might check back and bluff river. And I'm going to pot on the left. 75%, I guess. Some equity if he does have a straight here. Obviously easy. Pull to the raise. 4 high flush. Blocking some of the 2-pair sets and the pair and straight draw type hands might just be a check fold. We're obviously hoping for a snap check back. We should win. And we do. And these 10s just a little weak. Little weak. So yeah, as I said, we'll probably put out, I'll probably do the videos more so, like this is just very nice for streaming in terms of the Russian cash. But if I put out videos when you guys are, I mean, obviously you can watch this back, but you know, with the videos, like you can plan to kind of sit down and watch on a laptop or something, and then, you know, that allows us to more easily do, you know, 6 tabling, where you can kind of see that a little bit better. Tempted to bet on the left, but we really just don't have enough interaction. Against the double check with a diamond, I guess we do want to bet here. Plenty of rivers we can follow through in terms of bluffs. And we get it through. So I'm gonna try and also keep it to like regular kind of I guess let's call it non-leaderboard grind stuff, because one, it's not interesting to me to see how much I can make playing on GG, you know, playing like 10 regular tables or like 4 tables of Russian cash and just like breaking even / losing a decent amount, and then and then making in leaderboard and regbacks. Definitely have some leads on this board, and I don't think this is a terrible one. I'm blocking some of the straight draws. Pretty poor playability, however, going forward. We can definitely get some value here, though. And easy full to raise. I mean, not really much to be doing on the left. He can bet straights for value at this point after we check back the turn. With the 16 VPIP button, I am going to raise this. I'm guessing Jack 10, 8, 7, maybe with a better suit. This could be like kind of a good mergy raise in position. I mean, we have pretty nice wrap. Getting on the flop, it's not disastrous. But obviously when we turn the flush and we get continued aggression, it's not great. And yes, we are finally back to the stream. This guy's pretty wide. So probably defending this much out of the small blind. We probably get to bet a ton in position here. We could probably size down to half pot, to be honest. And that's a pretty good turn. On the left, pretty dynamic board. Just gonna check it back. Guess we're gonna pot here. I don't mind a check back either. I think we're just gonna check back on the left. So the only problem I kind of thought about this, if I'm putting a decent amount of volume, is I think I'm probably going to have to maintain notes and color coding off stream. I don't think that it's I don't really want to do that. Kind of tagging and knowing people on stream while we're going. I'm blocking some straight draws. I mean, he's not going to fold kings, queens, he's not going to fold any overpair, basically. We unblock a lot of them, obviously, apart from aces. This might be a little loose. 6-3. Tough board for him to interact with, to be honest, but I would really, if I had a spade here, I'd probably bet this. Snap check. I think we have a good hand to check back and see a free turn. Two pairs can often be good, and then on a river like this, you can go ahead and bluff here and fold out like 7x. Obviously nice having the 6 here. We block some of the turn 2 pairs and stuff. I think king queen 3-3 might be an open though. I mean, you should be probably close to opening range when you have 18 and 21 VPIP. I would never, yeah, well, I would never open those kings, obviously, without a suit. But with this tight of a table, consider it. Justin, heading to Europe next month. GG, best site to pick up. I mean, do you have... we could definitely lead here. We have no real equity though. So a couple things I guess with that is, I don't know if you live there, or if you're visiting or what, but it can be pretty hard to just set up a GG account. You're going to need to prove that you live there. You're going to need to do a bunch of different stuff. And so yeah, that's the first problem that you might run into. And then the second is like, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to you're trying to like grind and make money? Like GG usually isn't the better option. Depends what stakes you're playing at. GG is actually pretty good in terms of cost at the lower stakes. So if you're playing 100, 200 below, you're probably fine. It's nice. It's just nice to play on, right? It's enjoyable to play on. You'll find a good amount of fish, especially on the reg tables, but there are, you know, a good amount of things that make it hard to actually beat the game. One, the reg structure. Two, structure of the tables that they have with straddles and short buy-ins, no hoods, that sort of stuff makes it a little more difficult. You can also check out, I mean, if you don't, I don't think you play on coin poker, if I remember. You can also check out, like, I'm trying to think which one is the best, but like the iPoker network. Against this small sizing, we definitely have to call. And probably too good to turn into a bluff, but we likely lose a good amount of the time here to like ace X hands that are paired. And we lose to ace king. Here on the left, pair and nut gut shot. I don't think we can fold. Probably close without the backdoor flush draw though. And we river two pair, so even with the jack, I don't think we want to turn this into a bluff. And these are some gross aces. Do we ever want to just call here? $150 bigs deep with a caller and then a squeeze. I think we can get enough in that we just want to 4-bet. And the thing is here, I think honestly, I think we actually have a lot of jams. I think we have pot size bets here, which sounds kind of crazy. Because in reality, people are just like not calling with anything but a 3. So it'd be interesting to look that one up, because basically we have all of the nuts there, which allows us to use a big sizing, and it's such a small SPR. I guess potentially get the stacks in. Oh, I don't know if I can fold this. Actually, this guy's super short, so it's probably not a great idea. Now we have a gut shot and a backdoor flush draw. I was gonna lead here. Just because we block so much of the stabbing range. I mean, can we fold? The gut shot and 2 backdoor flush draws? I don't think so, right? 25%, we need that 5. Take a diamond. That's not good. Need a 5. Oh, so close. So close. Yeah, mistake there once I realized that that guy was so short. So not paying attention for half a stack. It's not a good start for the win rate. And I'm gonna be 3-betting on the right. Wouldn't noting people on stream be good to teach note taking? Yeah, but I don't know. I don't really like to do it because none of these people know that they're on stream, and so then people just get to sit and basically have me break down their play, and then when you guys go play them, they're kind of at a bit of an unfair advantage if if I've seen a bunch of showdowns against them. A better way to kind of teach that would, I guess, probably be on like ignition. So it's random, but you can sort of talk about what notes you probably would have put down on a player and keep them for the session. Nice spot on the left where we can get a good portion in pre. Actually hoping for the first guy to fold, because if he calls, then we're likely going forward. So that's good. Love it. 2-1 SPR. A lot of tough turns. I'm gonna check call and evaluate. Once he pots, question is what turns are we gonna fold? We can definitely have some straight draws in here. We kind of block them though. Oh, we can't fold this turn, unfortunately. Trying to duck a 10 or 7. And we do. Checking back on the right with some rivers to bluff if need be. Good to hear you were in the mix on coin, Justin. Yeah, it seems like a good spot to play. I don't love that you can't really track hands. I mean, I guess you kind of can. I don't want to get into that, but it's not a very reliable way. So there's not like a really efficient way to have, you know, your win rate be like super accurate. Double suit with jacks. It's not gonna play great multi-way. We're actually just gonna fold. If 4 was connected, I'm in. I'm in. Probably would have been a good flop. If I didn't have the open-ender here, I think it makes a good lead. We do need a lot of protection. And I guess we can call a raise. Tough turn, tough turn. He will have a lot of flush draws. Obviously, given that we block a pair and block the straight draw. Do have a diamond. The problem here is that he's not going to give up on enough turns, on enough rivers. So I think it makes calling less appealing. Because if he pots every ace of diamonds, it doesn't really make our hand great in terms of being a bluff catcher. Guy's kind of short, so he'll have some more check raises. I think we're gonna check back. Snap check on the river. We don't block the straight. Do you block boats? I think we're just gonna check back here. Yeah, I really think we're gonna get a queen to fold. I don't really think we have the right side cards to do it. Here with the king of diamonds and backdoor wrap. We are gonna peel against half pot and fold to a check raise from the big blind. Who will connect raise and go out with the board. So we are outie. Also guys, as I mentioned, we are putting together some more premium content videos, so kind of in-depth spots, different parts of the game tree, there's probably not, well, I'm gonna do spots where I know there's not content out there in terms of Run It Once and PLO Mastermind, so kind of spots in there that I hope are interesting to some people. My thought is that I'm gonna kind of do it sort of paper video, but again, want to get your guys' thoughts. I mean, it's actually easier to do like subscription a lot of the time, but I think I personally would like the on-demand content. So yeah, let me know in the chat or shoot me a message. I think we can like bet stack off maybe against this guy and then not 140 big blinds deep. I don't think we want to jam. I think we're too short. I think he always calls with aces. We do have an ace as well. can make his life difficult potentially on turns, although the SPR is going to be really small. We obviously can't fold this turn. So we are flipping. Lose the first, win the second, and lose the third. But at least we had a chance to win. I'm gonna try. I don't know if it like makes people not want to do it, but I want to run it 3 times every time on GG. Then there is a winner, and obviously lowers the general variance as well. But probably not with this guy being kind of wide for Russian cash. It's not a fun hand to play out of position. And with this guy short behind, I think we're just gonna fold. Can squeeze quite a bit lighter. Pretty good flop. Just gonna bet reasonably small here and then jam rivers. I don't see block the strat, but 3 spades. Not folding. I'll try a little, play a little bit quicker as well. Unless it's like really interesting spots, just because I do want to try and get some volume in and a good hand sample. I can check back, like maybe bluff some like this river. Problem is that if I was betting a non-boat, given that we don't have pair blockers, and I had a queen of clubs, I likely would have bet on the flop or the turn, because that usually comes with pairs or straights, so I don't think it's really too believable, and probably would have got called. Well, maybe not. Maybe not with this guy behind. And against different, this is like one kind of interesting spot, you know, against different parts of the raising range, right? Like if this was against the button, we'd probably have a lot more checkbacks here, but how much 3-5, you know, 3-4 does he have in the under the gun open raising range? Not ideal to have that as the turn card. We're gonna get bluffed so often, and we don't have a very good bluff catcher. It's one of the better rivers, I guess. Man, I wish I had a bit more time. Because he's gonna have so many bluffs on that river. And I'm gonna call this with the super net behind. Not sure what's going on Discord. The link is set to never expire, so but try that link that I put in the chat. Hopefully it should work. Open ender and flush draw. It's half pot. I think we're probably peeling here. Get check raised on the flop. Pretty much the worst outcome. I mean, can't fold. It's a pretty good turn for us. He's not going to fold a set, so if he does check... Man. King, queen, 10, 9. I think we probably need 2 pair there. Pretty tough with that size bet left. Not fun, not fun. You know, when we block the queen and the spades, like, I mean, just feels like a weird hand that he like doesn't pop off there when he has a set, and then he shouldn't have that many straights when I have a queen, and I block a lot of the combo draws. So that's an interesting one. Just checking here with the queens. I'm gonna check call. Obviously bluff turned straight, and we have some equity as well. And check calling on the right with just very middling draws all around. Yeah, this is definitely an interesting one to review. Gut shot and some good bluffing opportunities. Yeah, it's not a good river. And I think we can just fold. And on the right, I'm just gonna let it go. Is there an argument for wanting to run different times other than variance? Like one time could you get a fish super deep, which is great if you at a reg table. Yeah, so you know, stack size is definitely one to consider. You know, this guy's pretty short. I'll just discuss this hand really quick, and we have a heart blocker unblocking straight draws and backdoor flush draw. So we'll have way more leads in general from an exploit, which my latest video is actually on, so go check that out. But also once you get short stacked, your lead frequency goes up as well. Obviously this would be a range check from GTO 100 big blinds deep, but go find out why you probably shouldn't be doing that. Okay, so back to the point of running it more than once. Well, oh, GG less so. Like if you have a short stacked fish, like you usually want to run it once, so then they like bust and like have to rebuy, right? But on GG, I mean they can rebuy for what is it, like 10 BB? So like that's not really a point. If you're trying to play short stack at like 50 BB, yeah, you want to run it twice, so that more often you kind of chop the pot instead of like building a big stack on one table and then like reloading to the minimum on the other table. So that's definitely one kind of reasoning. So stack depth, definitely one. And that's basically a similar point that you meant if you want to play really really deep. But the main one's really going to be variance if you're just talking about 100 BB strategies. Against the pot-sized dunk, we're just out. Justin, let me know if that new Discord link works. You need a lot to kind of check back top set here. I think we'd need to block the top end of the straight draw as well. Pretty nice turn. Building back, building back. I guess we're probably down like a stack, maybe. Couple top setties back to back, always nice. Beautiful turn. And on the left, may check call here. That would have been unfortunate to check this hand back. And on this turn with our spade, we checked flop. Forgot about that. So I think we're just gonna bet call on the left. Deep against the same guy here, no real backup, pretty kind of gross top two. Mostly not folding. Not actually terrible to lead. I mean, he'll bluff a lot of ace X, and that can have a decent amount of equity against us. So we don't necessarily want him to check back. Some of us saw semi-bluffs from the flop. Yeah, exactly, Anders. So yeah, pay for individual video concepts. It'll be across a bunch of stuff. Like the latest one was c-betting like a crusher instead of a solver. So just going into what the differences are there. Decent hand to check raise here. Heavily blocking like the stack off range in terms of two sets and like big combo draws. Again, I need to wake up a little bit and pay attention. Less so when people get that short. You know, like if we check raise and he calls, like he's not going to fold the flush on the turn just because he doesn't have the nut flush. And you know, we're not going to get him to fold you know, lower sets just because we're repping top set. So obviously as stack sizes go down, blocker values reduce as well. Maybe against a third we could peel, but seems a little suicidal against most players. Pretty juicy hand for a cash shot pot. I think we want to raise this up. This hand's gonna play pretty well heads up. Not so much if we go 4 or 5 way to the flop and just have a bunch of dominated draws. But hopefully we can get it to like 2 or 3 people and have enough equity to shove the flop. The old limp raise A. I mean, we can't fold this hand. There'll be some flops we can fold. I mean, I guess we're all in. We have a gut shot, backed off flush draw. I mean, our two pairs. I mean, realistically though. Can we actually fold? Can we actually fold? $30 to win. I don't know that we can. Oh, he has the jack as well. Oh, okay. All right, we get a third back. Actually wasn't paying attention over here on the right. Tempted to raise, to be honest. Same result. Do you ever fold small blind versus big blind before it gets to you if you have crap? Usually I don't. It has to be really, really bad. The reason being that some people will limp and therefore then you won't get to see a flop whatsoever. But also you have to remember that you're calling such a wide range. You're calling such a wide range out of the big blind that you're gonna have to continue a ton even with some pretty trashy hands. So I would usually wait in the big blind. Small blind's a little different, but yeah. Calamity, welcome to the stream. It has been a long time, but we are back in action. We're gonna see what we can do, grinding some PLO 100, see how beatable the game is, what sort of win rates they are, and talk about, you know, realistic owlies, which unfortunate 3-bet here. With the guy behind that's usually going to call, this is a pretty rough hand. I would want some better blockers here and less equity in order to bet. What were we saying? What were we saying? What were we saying? What were we saying? Yeah, oh yeah. Talking about win rates and what it really looks like, and well, it's not a bankroll challenge. I'm just gonna kind of see what edges look like, what win rates look like between the different games of Russian cash and reg tables. How many fish there really are out there and stuff. Because realistically, I mean, let's say that you play 300 hands an hour. Let's say that you get after reg back and all that fun stuff, you know, 10 BB 100, which I think is probably doable at PLO 100. You're making, you know, if we're saying that we're gonna play 300 hands an hour and make 10 BB 100, yeah, I mean, you can make like $30 an hour, right? Which is fine, but not gonna be up there with the amounts that a lot of people kind of think that they'll be making at PLO 100. And folding on the left, called on the right. I think we're gonna check back against this guy. And was planning to bluff some rivers. It's probably not one of them. The question is, can we call? And I don't think there's any value in betting. Or is there? Or is there? You kind of have a hand like Queen Jack, King Jack, like pair with a blocker, and this guy will call. This is very thin. Very, 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 very thin. He has a hand like King Queen. Oh, we do get owned. We do get owned. Ace King 7-6 in position. We will be calling here and flopping the nuts. And I'm just gonna call here. Question is, he can have like a lot of two pairs and stuff. Given that we unblock all the pairs, I think we are gonna go for a small bet and we'll check back here, I guess. 3 spades. We seem to be running into this guy a lot. We'll be calling the turn. No reason to raise, obviously. Got some of the straight blockers. I think we probably have to call actually with 3 spades in our hand. We don't block the straight at all, and he's gonna be very value heavy. Yeah, this guy, I've seen this guy a few times, and I just don't think that he bluffs, and so we might have to make some adjustments there. Do you know an easy way to figure out which blank turn you barrel for pot and which ones for 3/4 on 2-tone boards? Do you know an easy way to figure out which blank turn? I mean, what, like, what's the flop? It probably depends on what's the flop, in terms of whether you want to go 75 or pot on the turn. This should have been half pot. Not betting a third in position really ever on the river. Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on like what the majority of your hands look like. Like how many nuts do you have in your range on that particular turn, and you know, how much more mergy stuff do you have? Yeah, it depends on like a lot of factors, but what I would imagine is that I wouldn't spend too much time on it, because likely if you have different situations and you're deciding between a 3/4 or a pot size bet, the EV difference is like not going to be very big. So there's probably other spots in the game tree that you can spend more time on. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that, Justin. I will check it out and see. A little loose with the 3 dangler here. Yeah, I mean, I'll try and fix it on the YouTube channel to see what's going on. But yeah, Discord can often be a bit of a nightmare. All right, come on, Kalami, tell us the story. Why did we end up giving PLO a break this time? There had to have been some crazy bad beat in there. And on the right, gonna check back now with showdown value. We're on black straight draws and black flush draws. Great play, check back. A bit dicey to bet. This guy could potentially jam worse. It's potentially a good turn. Yeah, I don't think we quite have it to call if we put him on Jack X. If Jack X is worse that he has, and we have like 11 outs. I think we're just gonna fold. Shaking off the rust here a little bit. A couple of decisions that I'm not in love with. We'll probably probably look into those after the session. Maybe make a punt video. I don't think it's gonna be a punt from a solver world. Let me call off pair, flush draw gut shot, but against population could be. I think Calamity, like the main subs growing was a few months ago, but yeah, we're definitely building the channel. We're definitely getting some more people in here, so appreciate you guys, you know, liking, sharing, all that kind of fun stuff. Obviously helps. Is there ever a call on the button? Probably not. Maybe. I mean, he hasn't 3-bet, but at like 50 big, so we just shipping this. Yeah, I mean, obviously. 1 out. Turn the wrap at least. Give him a sweat. Just the 1 hour, please. Oh, he takes the cash out on the 1 hour. Surely he must hit. Oh, just the trips. Question for the chat. Do we ship King there against a mega wide whale? What does a free coaching session usually look like? What we kind of do is spend some time, talk about, you know, what your goals are, you know, what your current sort of study methods are, where you are in your kind of poker journey, to give me sort of a better understanding of what would be kind of key areas for you. And, you know, talk about how, you know, I would think about structuring a plan moving forward. From like a tactical and strategic standpoint, and then we kind of look at an interesting hand from my database and just walk through the coaching process that I have, how I break down hands, and yeah, kind of dive deep into one spot. I think here, given that this guy checks, that's good. This guy rarely has like queen jack. We shouldn't get raised too much, but we might get called by a queen. Yeah, no limit is boring, Clemmy. I agree. Well, I tell you what, we must be pretty aligned. We must be pretty aligned. You know, you come back a week ago, now I'm back into streaming grind. Stars are aligned, my friend. Just flopping the almost nuts on the right. We do have the king of diamonds as well, so I think probably want to check a good amount here. Unfortunate. Just tough to get value. This is 10 big blind guy. I don't think it's worth it. So Samir, interested in reviewing some hands. Wondering if you are washed. I don't know, man. I don't obviously know anything about your game. But in terms of reviewing hands, I do not do that kind of with you know, non-current students. But we do have a section in the PLO Poker Coaching Discord server, which the link is in here, but apparently it's acting a bit weird. So check that out. You can definitely post some hands in there and get kind of the community's feedback. Also, go ahead and book a free session. You know, we can chat for 30 minutes, talk about, you know, potential areas in your game where there could be room for improvement, either strategically or tactically. That could be a good way. And then if we work together, obviously, can review endless hands, not endless, but we can review a good amount of hands in different spots and see if it is variance or if it is skill differences. That is one of the major things that I do work on with a lot of my students, is being able to identify variance versus skill, because it's something that not many people ever really practice or are good at. They just kind of look and see either whether they played the hand correctly, or they look at their stats and their winnings. But what you need to be doing is seeing comparatively in different spots, what EV mistakes are you making, what EV mistakes is your opponent making, all that kind of fun stuff. But yeah, check out the website for more info, and definitely check out the Discord server as well if you want to get some hand reviews in there. I am in there a good amount. I had not been as active the last few weeks, but I'm kind of back in the mix, looking through hands and stuff now that kind of getting back to the grind. So definitely check that out. Calamity, I always stack off with your hand versus wide range and always end up versus SS. Yeah, I mean, so like this is one of the things where it like becomes a bit more of a mental game. Calling here against the min open, like I mean, it's often just like always aces, right? But you know, it's kind of a GTO move to stack off. I don't even know. I mean, with no flush draw, be interested to kind of see. We definitely lose now. This guy called with a 5. Interesting. Again, a little wider open than normal. I'm probably not going to open this at a reg table, and probably shouldn't with these kind of like normal to higher VPIPers behind. And again, when I'm betting this much, pretty good card with my hand down. wanna say hi, bud? Oof, it's not good. I mean, this is again exclusively S's, but I mean, can't fold this hand, I guess. And we're just gonna get shipped on. Not doing too hot in the 3-bet pots. And we are going to be wrapping it up, finishing off with a nice hand over here on the right. Given that my puppy just woke up and looks hungry. 3 times, sure. Oh, did we lose the first? Oh, come on. Come on. Oh my goodness. That's a rough way to end it. That's a rough way to end it. All right, that is going to be it for me. Short session. Gonna probably try and play some more like 6 tabling hands of reg tables, get a bunch of action going. Maybe not as much talking, just kind of rip through it and see if we can get some volume in. But yeah, as always, thanks for tuning in, guys. Check out the Discord to see, and check out the website. We actually have a new page on there that has the premium content that we're starting. Just figuring out the delivery method. It probably won't work right now, but we might be switching that to Vimeo or something, so you guys can just stream the content wherever you are. But yeah, definitely check that out. And yeah, good luck at the tables out there.